In de Win-Winst podcast aflevering van deze week interview ik Mike Michalowicz, de grondlegger van Profit First. Hij is vandaag in Nederland in verband met ons tweedaagse ProfitCon event en ik zet hem een Nederlandse lunch voor. Een wit bolletje met jonge kaas, een glas karnemelk, een snee krentenbrood en natuurlijk haring met uitjes. Mijn tip is dan ook, als je dit in audio-only luistert, schakel even over op YouTube. Win-Winst podcast aflevering 84 voor de volledige beleving. En natuurlijk praten we tijdens de lunch over allerhande serieuze en relevante onderwerpen. Heel veel kijk- en luisterplezier. So, we're gonna have so much fun, Mike. Yeah. This is going to be so funny. So, Mike Michalowicz, welcome to the Win-Winst podcast. Win-Winst, well, I'll explain later.
It means profit, for sure.
Profit something. So, it's about time I invited you to the podcast.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Profit First, about you, about cultural differences, and invited you for a Dutch lunch.
I cannot wait. I'm intimidated. I also learned something during that introduction.
Yeah.
So the letter G in English, we pronounce G, but it's more of a G.
Yeah,
here.
it is.
So you say things like dankjewel, and I'm just trying to think of something with a G.
Geweldig.
Geweldig, yeah. So I've been saying Hogema. So, Femke Hogema, it's Hogema. It's more like...
Yeah, it is.
And so now I better understand how to pronounce your name. Not that I can do it, but at least I know better.
Hogema, yeah.
Hogema.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So Femke Hogema.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So let's start with lunch.
Okay.
So I asked Sonja to prepare a lunch with typical Dutch items.
I think it's brilliant.
And I'm not sure you're going to like everything. So we'll start with we'll just start with a bite of the most boring Dutch lunch you could ever get.
Okay.
So the most boring Dutch lunch you could ever get is actually buttermilk. Did you ever drink buttermilk?
I've never had buttermilk.
Okay, this is buttermilk with I think this is horrible, with white bread with
cheese.
But it's like
and pickle and cucumber.
Yeah, that's like the fancy kind.
And so just so our video viewers can see it, so this is a typical boring but typical lunch.
Yeah.
I'll start with the milk.
The buttermilk, yeah.
It smells almost like yogurt.
It's sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like yogurt to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I love yogurt. But I've never had it in liquid form, so this is peculiar for the American. But it tastes. I like it actually.
Yeah, karnemelk. So it's actually supposed
good
to be healthier.
Yeah, I bet you it's good for the.
Yeah, it's pretty healthy.
Yeah.
It's low fat. It's pretty healthy. And this
try
is
the sandwich.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
I don't mean to chew in your mouth. I mean in your ears, but you have to hear me. Very tasty. It's bland.
Yeah.
And there's not much moisture, so it's very dry in my mouth. I need more of the milk.
Karnemelk. Yeah.
Karnemelk.
Mm. Yeah. So honestly, if we are out on a training and it's a cheap location, you would get something like this.
Okay. So it's an inexpensive.
Yes.
Fine. Not much nutrition to it.
Not much nutrition.
And it dries your mouth out a lot. So I wouldn't use it as
let's leave it at that.
Thank you for the first.
You tasted it.
That's my first Dutch meal.
Yeah, it is your first Dutch taste. Mm-hmm. So for the listener who doesn't know you, could you introduce yourself briefly?
Yeah, sure. So I am an entrepreneur from obviously the United States. I live right outside New York City. And through my own struggles as an entrepreneur of occasionally making money, but really losing money, losing sleep, losing time, I've decided to become an author, and I've devoted my life to finding simple but effective solutions for all these needs. I'm most famous for Profit First, and what I teach is that we must reserve their profits before we pay our expenses. And the last thing I'll share about my bio is it came from effectively the Netherlands. The system of pay yourself first. What's that box called? What's the Dutch word?
I think we all know it as the Brabantia Blik. Brabantse blik met al die vakjes.
Okay, and you gave me one.
Yeah, I did.
I have it proudly displayed in my home office. I love it. And the system of assigning the responsibility for the money before spending it is what we need as people to manage money well. Sadly, it's never been deployed in business. So I wrote the book Profit First to deploy in business. It's been translated into Dutch along with 30 other languages.
Wonderful.
And that brings us together.
Yeah, and it's such an important system. So you brought Profit First to the world, but you did so many. Yeah, this looks great. Yeah, but you did so many other things. What are the other great books we should read? I know one is translated to Dutch, Clockwork.
Oh, Clockwork.
Yeah, Clockwork is translated to Dutch. What other books should we read?
Yeah, so Clockwork is about efficiency. And the big challenge I put out there is to remove yourself from the business. I was talking with one of our guests last night, and I said, you take a vacation every August, right? He goes, everyone does. I said, I challenge you to take a second vacation every February for 4 weeks. Yeah. And his heart started to race. And I said, if your heart's racing, that means the business depends on you. We have to get it so that you don't need to be needed by the business.
Yeah.
All in is what we spoke about today on the stage to your audience here is how do you build a team that is committed to the business to the level you are? And the lesson is find what their personal purpose is, not what the business purpose is, but their personal purpose, and have the job serve and satisfy that. That's the ultimate driver for all of us. Another book I wrote, it's called Fix This Next. Many entrepreneurs will simply do whatever someone tells them to do, but that's not necessarily what you need to do. So you have to identify what to do. I have other business books too, but those are the ones I would explore.
Yeah. And I loved Fix This Next as well. It's an awesome book.
I'm very proud of that book. Yeah. And All In, I think, is actually the best I've ever written because I'm so now into the process. But Profit First is the most popular.
It is. And so we are currently at ProfitCon. And this morning, you gave a keynote on All In.
Yeah.
All in on you, on them, your team, and on us, the world. And it was awesome. So
Thank you.
I get why you say this is your best book.
There was a term, and I already forgot the Dutch term for making yourself small.
Yeah, klein.
Kleinmaken?
Kleinmaken.
And it's such a fascinating experience you shared with me that here in the Netherlands, this kleinmaken is so common that if you are the biggest or the most successful, that's almost embarrassing.
Yes.
And you need to be pulled down. And one story we shared from the stage is the trees. Right outside this podcast room, I mean, these trees are massive. They're massive. And what I wanted to remind everyone is when you leave here, look at the trees. The taller the tree, the more life it gives. Animals live in the tree. I don't know what animals we have here. Like we have squirrels and of course the birds and all these different animals. The second thing is the higher the trees grow, the other trees must grow the same height so they can also share in the sun. So a tall tree inspires other trees to be tall. And the tallest trees also build deep roots into the ground. So what we explored is first our roots. Why are we doing what we do? What challenges, what traumas, what dreams have we experienced in life? Those are the roots of us. And then when we have a business, we can express a dream. We can resolve a trauma all through our business and become the tallest tree. And we should be proud to be tall because that will inspire everyone around us to be tall.
Yeah.
What I love about your conference, Femke, which I don't see outside here in the Netherlands, is these people are being tall. And it's scary. It's scary because the wind blows you around. There's nothing blocking the wind. It is scary. But these are the people doing it. And I hope when they leave this conference, they continue to do it because other trees will grow as a result.
And it's a wonderful metaphor. It's a wonderful metaphor. And I think that's what we are doing here. And it is scary like shit. It is. Yeah.
Oh, we can use profanity.
Yeah,
here.
we can.
Yeah.
We can.
It is very scary. And the sad thing is you will be rejected. I shared the first time I stood tall, I was invited to a conference to speak on Profit First. And the conference that invited me a day or two later called back and said, we take that back. We're not inviting you. And it was crushing. And they said because they thought I was teaching what already is being taught about profit, that it comes last. And they said, we started reading your book and you're saying we're wrong. It comes first. You are rejected. And so I had a choice in that moment to say, I will never speak on this because clearly it's not what the world already believes. Or I said to myself, I will speak the truth. I will stand tall and take in the wind. And now other trees have grown bigger than me. We've become friends. And look, you're leading. I'm leading a community. You're leading a country.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're a little bit bigger than me. And other people, our friend Benita and Katie Marshall and Tim and Duncan in England, there's people that are standing tall, and the community around them have grown into massive trees.
Yes.
When you and I were just about to come out here, Monique quickly came on stage and grabbed me and you and said, I have to share with you. She goes, Profit First has transformed my life, and I am committed to making other businesses profitable. I am proud to be profitable. That's a tall tree.
Yeah, that's a tall tree. Oh, awesome. Yeah. So, yes. So let's have some food.
Yeah, this is quite an experience already.
I think this should be warm. You kind of know what this is because you have had bitter balls.
Oh, okay.
This is broodje kroket. So you can have one. I'll have the other one.
Okay, so I'm showing our viewers.
So the thing is, this is the same sandwich.
Yes.
Broodje kroket with mustard. So you should put the mustard on. It can be very hot in your mouth.
Okay, so be careful.
Eat carefully. Okay. And then this is like, it's not a fancy Dutch lunch, but at least it's better than een broodje kaas.
So it looks to me like it's deep fried. And,
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, you wanted healthy lunch. You
no,
didn't
it's okay. No.
So you can actually crush the thing with your knife.
Okay.
That's actually, I don't know. Does it? Is it?
Yeah.
It is hot.
I'm gonna eat from the corner.
So you like this? You can crush it like.
Yeah,
this.
I already did. So I'm gonna eat it from the corner here. This looks delicious.
So you have never had this, right?
I've never had this. So I'll give you my first impression.
Good.
It's very warm.
It is, yeah.
Give me a second.
It can burn your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So we should check each other's teeth before we continue.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
This is delicious. I could eat this all day long. It's not what I expected. I thought the center would be much more firm. I didn't expect it to be almost like a thick stew.
Yeah, it is. It is a thick stew.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. I really enjoy it. It's very crunchy. So could you imagine trying to have a conversation like we are right now while actually eating all of this?
Yeah, like can you imagine doing a podcast while eating this?
Yeah, all you hear is crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
That's all you hear. So I won't eat the whole thing, but that is delicious.
Yeah.
So far, the Dutch food, it's a little dry. The Dutch food's a little dry. Let me have a little more. I would say both these meals are something that I would eat. I understand this is the economical one with the cheese. I thought that was very tasty. This is very tasty, delicious.
Good.
Yeah.
So
two winners for me so far.
So most Dutch people would actually enjoy a broodje kroket.
Okay. And this is very common.
This is very common. Yeah. You can get this at any lunch. Yeah. So yeah. And I mean it's not supposed to be very healthy either. It's just like a snack.
Yeah. And you know what I like about this?
It's better than McDonald's, I guess.
Better than McDonald's. And I would also argue that it doesn't mess with your hands. So it's ideal for a business function. Some of these events, I don't think people are thinking you eat something, it drips on your hands, and now you can't shake hands. And this is really convenient.
Yeah. And I need to eat because I haven't eaten yet. So.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, I haven't.
Then I'll fill the air with another story. So one exercise that we did at the event while you're eating is this exercise called the lifeline. And what the lifeline is, and I invite every listener of your podcast to do this, is a way to find purpose in your life. A famous American author, Mark Twain, said that the greatest days of your lives, or two of them, are the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born, your purpose, why. So what we did in this exercise is we draw a lifeline. So here's how it works if you're listening in and want to follow along. You make a chart with a vertical and horizontal axis. So it looks like the letter L. And down following the horizontal axis, but at the halfway point on the vertical, you put a dotted line. Above the dotted line, you put high, and below the dotted line, you put low. So you have high, low. So hopefully, if you're watching, maybe I should draw it this way. There's dot, dot, dot. There's high, there's low, and this is the horizontal axis along here. Then what you do is in the horizontal axis, you write increments of time up to the day you are today. So I'm 52 years old. You start off with day 0, the day you were born. So thank you. So then what you do is you put 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and so forth until your current age. That is the chart. Now what we want to do is map out our progress in life over that time. So you will have high and low points. My example is when I was born, I consider that a high point. So I put a star there and just write birth or born so I remember the story. Then I look at my next increment, 5 to 10. I show this on stage. My mother is Deutsch, and she made me wear lederhosen to kindergarten the first year because that's tradition in Germany. It ain't tradition in the United States. And so I show up, and my friends are making fun of me. They're not even friends. I don't even know who these people are, and I'm the weirdo from outside. And that was a low point. It was terrifying. I've never worn lederhosen since. I think now, at age 52, I'm ready yet once again, but it took me 50 years. And there's highs and lows. Once you identify this, I want you to go back and look at what are your deepest lows in life. Those are the traumatic moments, and they can be terrifying. They can be very hurtful or even worse. And for me, it was one of the moments was losing all of my money because of my own ignorance and my daughter volunteering her piggy bank to save me. Circle that moment. What are the darkest moments whenever they present themselves? But also, what are the brightest moments? For me, it was playing sports. I joined a team and I realized camaraderie. Those highlights and those lowlights are stories for you that have built purpose. And so why I wrote Profit First, when I really look at it, it is to be of service to others, but first and foremost, it was for me to learn something I needed to resolve for myself. And I still need to do it. I need to live this new standard forever. So I said, this is why I did that, because I lost everything. And my daughter gave me her piggy bank to support me. Also, teams have been very important for me. So when I talk about Profit First, the work that you and I do, I tell people this is why I'm doing it. And I am devoted to never struggling financially for myself, but anyone I come in contact with, including you, should our paths cross, I'm talking to the podcaster now, if our podcast listener, if our paths cross, I'm devoted to your profitability. I will be a tall tree with you being a tall tree. I am that in. And the reason is because of what I experienced. And I love teams, sports. And so we are now a team. If you knew it or not, you and I are on the same team. I invite every listener to do this. We had everyone in the audience do it. And it gets emotional. Some people were crying and some are laughing and most were sharing the combination. Monique and others came up to me. One individual, I didn't get her name. I don't know how old she was, but she said, today, when we were doing the session, she goes, I've discovered my life's purpose. She goes, I've been waiting and seeking it out, and today I actually have discovered it. She's a Profit First professional. She says, now I actually know why I'm doing what I do. You see, we all do something, and we think it's to make money. And the answer is that is a source of sustainability. It's important, but the reason we're doing something is in our heart. And we have to explore, and that's what we did. Did you finish your meal?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, I did. And it was a beautiful story that she shared. And how important it is to be at a conference like ProfitCon, to go all in on yourself,
right? Take
time to be with people, be with peers, and do exercises that might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but give yourself the chance to discover your life's purpose.
Yes.
I mean, how awesome.
So awesome. And you're with a community that loves you and accepts you.
Yeah.
You know, the challenge is we all go back to our house and our husband or wife doesn't necessarily have the journey we have, and they love us, but they don't get us, nor do our children, nor do our friends. And I remember once telling some of my friends, I said, I started my first business. And they said, oh, that must be nice. You're a millionaire now. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have no money. I've spent money. And they said, oh, the freedom you have, you can do whatever you want. Isn't that nice? I'm like, I don't have any freedom. I work more than ever.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to be hurtful. They just didn't understand it.
They just didn't understand it.
But this conference, we all get each other.
Yes, we do.
And as you even shared it, we're kind of the weirdos. We're the exception. Most people don't become entrepreneurs. But
and most accountants and bookkeepers don't become Profit First professionals because it's not like we should.
It's not common.
Not common.
We're among the shrubs. We're not among the trees.
Right.
But once you surround yourself by trees, you are, in a very good way, forced to grow, to reach for the sun. And that's what, what happened today. And that exercise is foundational because that's the root system. We have to get the roots in the ground and understand why we're here, and then you can grow.
Yes, awesome. Yeah. So can I get a glass of water?
Yeah, by all means.
How are my teeth? Can I...
Perfect, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
How are my teeth?
Yeah, perfect.
So far, okay.
Yeah, so far. So are you ready for our next food thingy?
The fact you led it with, may I have water? I better load myself up. Yeah. So far, the Netherlands has excellent food, in my opinion, in my American opinion.
Awesome. So let me see what we have. Okay, we have 2 things left. So one, I will introduce first the name. It looks a bit different, but the real Dutch thing would be a krentenbol. Krentenbol. So a krentenbol would have the same form. It's like a bowl, but it's filled with raisins.
Oh, okay.
But obviously we don't have krentenbollen. We have krenten... I don't know. So that's kind of... So maybe we should have it as dessert. It's a bit sweeter.
Okay, we'll have it as dessert.
Yeah, we'll have it as dessert.
It comes with butter. And I want our listeners to know you have this all covered up. So I actually don't see this stuff until you reveal it.
So this is kind of... You can smell it. This is the scary part.
Okay. I've been shocked that so far there hasn't been fish or
there it is.
rotting ants.
There you have it.
Okay.
Fish. So the very Dutch thing is raw herring.
Herring, yeah.
Yeah. So you had it already or not?
I have... Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Now, when Sonia, so there's raw herring.
Yeah.
It has onions.
Yes.
So let me just take a smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can smell that. When Sonia came in and brought this food, there was a few things she said she would not eat or did not like.
She doesn't. She
will not eat herring.
Yeah.
And you said you love it.
I like this. Yes, I like it a lot.
I think I love it too.
So hold on. Before you go, let me do this the Dutch way. So I'll take one, and you'll have the other one. I don't know why there's salad. It's not supposed to be with salad.
Maybe it's just for presentation.
I'll take the big one. I don't know if I'm going to eat the whole thing though, because my clothes will get...
Yeah, it smells very strongly. That's the problem. It's very oily.
Yeah, well, we're on stage, so no one smells this. It goes like this.
Yep. So
you don't need a fork. Sorry about that. You don't need a fork.
Oh, I did not know this. This is now a lesson. Okay.
Okay, so you don't need a knife either. So the thing is... And this is not...
Yes.
This doesn't work.
I'll hold this for you.
This is not going to be like sexy.
No.
No, this is going to be pretty awful. So I'll show it to you.
Okay.
So you just hold it above your head. Don't spill it on your clothes. And it goes like this.
Wow. So for anyone just not watching, you pick up the herring by its tail, you open your mouth wide, and you dip it into your mouth, and you bit down on it.
Yeah.
And I thought... onion and stuff. Nothing fell down.
Nothing fell down.
Yeah.
So, but please do it above the plate and not above your clothes.
Here we go. So I'm going to do it with my... I'm going to do it with my left hand because I shake hands with my right hand and I just don't want people...
Yeah.
I did it's so slimy.
It is. It is raw fish.
How do you hold it without...
You like that? On its tail. I'll get you now.
So that is actually very good.
Is it?
Yeah, that's very good.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's very difficult. I didn't know it'd be so slimy. So let me spit that. The smell is it smoked? There's a smoke.
No, I think it's just raw.
Really?
Yeah, it's just.
I love it. I'm gonna have a second bite.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this funny because it's falling apart? It's spread wide open. I'm not effective at eating this. Let me try again. I think I have 2 fish. And that got stuff in my teeth.
Yeah, no, it's split in half, so the bone is taken
that's
out.
A bone. I had a bone
you
in
have
my,
bone, yeah.
I had a bone in my teeth.
Here, there's more napkins. Here's
okay.
More napkin.
I think it's very good.
I like it. I eat it sometimes.
I'm going to eat a little bit more, and then there's the phone's ringing. They're making sure I'm okay.
So
they're probably concerned.
That's weird.
Well, they're probably concerned that the Americans eating fish like this
right.
and like what's going on.
So yeah, and I think this is kind of healthy because it has the fishy
oil,
and it's kind of healthy.
I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, sure. Don't eat the tail though.
Don't eat the tail. Oh, this is about as far as you can go. I'm hitting bone.
Yeah, you're hitting
bone.
Oh, but not everyone eats this. But most Dutch would eat herring.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely delicious.
Okay, cool. I like it too.
So far,
Well,
the Dutch food is winning.
It.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's it. So
I
now
have to say, the Dutch food is amazing. It's amazing.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and we can finish it off with some bread with a little bit of butter.
Mm-hmm.
We actually got the not real butter, like we got the American butter. The light
isn't that
version.
funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll probably be my least favorite now.
So, do you have the time? What time is it?
It is 13:16. So 1:16.
Okay, so we should start finishing this up.
Okay.
In 15 minutes, we are starting up the second half of the conference today. So since we are eating Dutch food, you have been traveling from the UK to Germany to the Netherlands to be present at all the ProfitCon conferences in all the countries. So did you notice a difference between how the different countries do things?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer is yes. So, I've had exposure now to 5 countries regularly, the Australians and the US being the additionals. But just recently, so I was in London. And in London, there is this this kind of belief that you don't discuss profitability because of the tradition. So the UK is very tradition rich, and this is something that's a private matter with you, and that's it. You don't discuss it with your employees. You don't discuss it with your colleagues, and your accountant just talks about the tax part. It's just taxes, and there's no further discussion. It's very proper, the upper stiff lip.
Yeah.
And so it is scary for many of the Londoners, the people in England, to have a discussion about this because it's so maverick.
Wow.
And that's actually the challenge in the US is the US is seen as maverick and audacious. And so we talk about it almost in a way that I'm better than you. So that's also a problem, which is the reverse of here.
So you like us, the Americans talk about it in a way like I'm better than you, I'm more profitable, and the English just don't talk about it at all.
Yeah, English don't talk about it. The Americans say, look at my expensive cars, look at me, I am important, which is wrong too. Significance is not in the stuff that you possess. It's the contribution to society, in my opinion.
Beautiful.
But profit is necessary to be a contributor. And so I think the Americans have that wrong. I think the UK's not talking about it in the first place have that wrong. In Germany, there was this, this was really interesting. You can't talk about being profitable because it's boastful, but you can't talk about struggling because that's shameful. So the Germans just can't talk. It was crazy. I said profit. I said, oh, you can't talk about it no matter what. If you're just getting by, fine, but don't talk about it. If you're widely successful, fine, don't talk about it. If you're struggling, fine, don't talk about it. So no one talks. And so
it must be very silent.
Very silent. And therefore you have no resource to discuss profitability at all. And no matter what position you're in, there's something wrong with it.
And what about us? How do you see us, the Netherlands, in this?
It's that Kleinmachen. It's the tree syndrome, right? So
the tree syndrome. Here
is if you are the one who stands out, you're not representing us, and therefore shame on you.
Yep.
And so that's what we have to overcome here.
Yep.
And Australia is more similar to the American. There's a boastfulness too, but also a shame. So the Australians have their own things. What's interesting is in every country, there is a sort of shame associated with profitability or misperception.
Yeah.
But ironically, when I talk to all these different countries, and I ask about children, tell me about your children, everyone lights up and says, my children are wonderful. And we brag about that.
Yes, we do. We know how to brag about children.
It's the unifying discussion of all countries. We're very proud.
Yeah.
Well, our business is our child.
Yes.
What we've done is our child. We should be proud of their accomplishments. We should be proud of it. And we should build it and give it the freedom and strength so it can support on its own, which is profitability.
And muscle is profitability.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to do is when I go to these different countries to inspire people to realize their business is their child, and you must care for it. You must feed it and fuel it. It is healthy. And gosh, you should be so darn proud of your child, regardless of the outcome.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. So have a piece of krentenbrood.
Good, because I'm still eating herring. I didn't realize the herring stays in your mouth forever.
So we have mince.
Okay, I'm gonna have
Yeah, we have mince. Yeah, I'll have a bite as well.
Oh, this is delicious.
I think it is. So there was one last question, but we probably have like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes.
But Rina would really like to know what impact you made on a entrepreneur where you are proud of.
I'm so blessed. I hear it all the time. I won't say the name. This is the most extreme of circumstances. I did have an individual speak to me in the last few weeks who said they were going to end their life because of their struggles. Yeah. There was such shame associated with it. They felt they couldn't share it with their family. They couldn't fare it. And they determined it was better to finish their life than to continue. When I met with them, they said they discovered Profit First, not through me, but through our community, through Profit First Professional. And they started to get their confidence back. And for the first time, they started talking with their family about what they thought was the better choice. And the family is so scared and so grateful that they didn't. And they feel so strong now. They were in, for any of us, I believe, the darkest moment of the human experience possible. And they were able to turn it around because they had the courage to try something that they were told wouldn't work.
Yep.
So that's
so we are saying that Profit First changes lives and that we, the Profit First professionals, change lives.
Yeah.
But we're not only changing lives, we're actually saving lives.
Yes. And this isn't to be braggadocious on our part. This isn't, but it's a fact.
That we can make a difference. That we do make a difference.
If you don't have profit, if you don't have money, the essence of humanity is compromised because money buys this took money to get food. Money provides security. It provides safety, the fundamental needs. And when those are compromised and not available, we don't know if we can sustain.
Yes.
We need to be profitable.
Yes, I agree. Amen to that. So we'll go downstairs to finish the conference.
Let's go do it. And thank you again for this delicious meal.
And thank you for eating it all.
It was great.
Okay.